Hello, rdauditors.com. So basically, just as we've just started the 2026, we're at the end of Jan. We're now the 1st of Feb. Time flies when you're having fun. It'd be good to now just basically take a back step, take a look at what actually happened in terms of the cybersecurity, especially respective to crypto, the scams, the frauds in 2025, and we look at what's actually happened. So this company, Chain Analysis, has basically estimated that $17 billion, yes, I said it, $17 billion was stolen in crypto scams and fraud in 2025. This is just humongous, right? You know, crypto, Bitcoin has been around for what we're looking at now, literally since 2008, 2009. So we're looking at like 19 years or something like that. And basically, we are just seeing an acceleration in frauds and scams that's taken place, and it's not abating. So I think as the growth is happening, because obviously with the growth, you would have thought that maybe these scams would have slowed down. But obviously, as you're seeing, is that the whole crypto space in terms of the market cap has gone through phenomenal growth, exponential growth, where Bitcoin hit $25,000 back in summer, August, September times. So obviously there's been some phenomenal growth that's then also attracted a lot of the hackers, those that are involved in trying to scam people. You have a lot of people that have no idea about crypto, how to even set up a wallet. They've been essentially enticed, right? Because you've seen, when you see growth in the price, it means that money's quick money, right? It's easy to make money in crypto. So that sucked in a lot of people, and that's given a opportunity for these hackers, for these scammers to take advantage. So crypto scams, fraud 2025, as impersonation scams show a massive 1,400% year-on-year growth. This is incredible. And now we're seeing obviously AI enabled scams. So AI has really come to the forefront over the last few years, just via, more project companies like Gemini, like OpenAI with ChatGPT, Moore's Law. So just the computational power, the ease that anyone from their bedroom can actually now start building, vibe coding as they call it. This has given rise to a lot of AI scams, right? So if you're not sophisticated, if you are not tech savvy, even if you are tech savvy, you're still getting sucked into it, right? So you need to be extremely careful. So these major scam operations become, increasingly industrialized. There's also been, geographically wise, there's been strong connections to East and Southeast Asian crime syndicates, networks that have identified through forced labor compounds. So what's actually happened is locations in Southeast Asia essentially hiring people at extremely low salaries, right? Or forced labor, huge amount of land that you can be able to build out these facilities or these boiler room type scenarios where they'll then operate these trafficking victims and forced into operate scams, right? Law enforcement made record-breaking seizures of, including 61,000 Bitcoin recovery. This was in the UK. We also had Germany that had massive seizures, $15 billion seizure linked to the Prince Group criminal organization. In terms of on-chain, crypto scams last year amounted to $14 billion, a massive rise from 2024 of $9.9 billion. So it was like literally 50% rise there. Just incredible. So you can see the annual crypto scams year on year, 6 billion 2020, 2025, 17 billion is projected. It'd be interesting to see where we are at the end of this year, 2026, because obviously the price peaked out at 2025. And now already, just recording this on the 1st of Feb, Bitcoin is literally down 36% from its highs, right? So, and it can possibly go down 50, 60, 70%. Whenever there's a crypto winter from the highs to lows, it tends to do 70, 80% drawdown. So Be interested to see if we go back to the previous drawdown that happened. Even though it was quite interesting, even though when the market went through drawdowns, 2020 we had a drawdown. Let's just pull up this chart here. This is a chart here. Let's pull up this chart on this is Bitcoin. Let's go on a weekly time frame. Let's see. So there was a drawdown from 2021 all the way down to 2022. So even though this drawdown occurred, you didn't see a decrease in the amount of scams, right? So it's, in terms of drawdowns in price, is not a reflection of a drawdown in the amount of scams that's taken place. It actually held pretty steady, right? But what you are seeing is a clear reflection in increase in price. You're seeing an increase in the amount of scams that's taken place. So it seems that when the price goes down, people get desperate, people get sucked into these potential scams, right? And also in terms of greed, so fear doesn't really decrease in terms of amount of scams. People get sucked in, but greed is also extremely strong, and that's what we're seeing here. So this year's data, what we're seeing here, 782 in 2024 to 2,764. Okay, so this is based on just the price. We're also seeing impersonation scams, explosive growth that's taken place, growth more than 1,400% compared to 2024. There's government scams, EZ Pass scam. So this was like a Chinese syndicate criminal group scam that basically took place, where they essentially billions of dollars that they took advantage of victims. So if we then scroll down here, just want to just go through Lighthouse. So this was a Tolgong Chinese criminal underground entity. So just a massive scam here. So this goes, then there's private sector impersonation. So Coinbase impersonation campaign. So this was a campaign where it actually went to trial. This guy was convicted. Sophisticated cryptocurrency scam that defrauded victims of $16 million. So sad. So basically impersonating Coinbase customer service. Coinbase have been really bad in terms of their customer service. Really, for a regulated, for a publicly traded company in the US, they outsource their customer service. And they've been absolutely appalling. There's been a lot of scams that's come from there. So they really need to focus on improving this aspect, especially now with AI scams. So we'll see what happens there. If you then take a look at 2026, so just basically within the last month, top 5 hacks, Step Finance, 28 million. This is phishing hacks. TrueBit Protocol, $26 million. SwapNet, 13 million. Sarget XYZ, 7 million. Mackinac Phi, 4 million, but 2.7 was recovered. You can basically see here, these are hacks. So just already, so far in basically the first month of the year, there's $86 million in hacks. Just sad, like just started the year off on a bang. These hackers, exploiters are laughing all the way to the bank. So we need to step up just as a community. We're building, we have existing tools that we have. We're continually working on building tools to be able to help users to prevent them from getting hacked, from phishing hacks, from getting scammed. So it's always a kind of like a cat and mouse type scenario with these hackers, because they're continually looking at new ingenious ways to be able to build things. So we're on it. We'll continue to push. We're not just focused on crypto, we're focused on Web3, focused on helping anyone that has an online business. So if you need any auditing, penetration testing, security audits, reach out to us, we can help. If you like this, like, subscribe and follow. That will help us and support us. Thank you. Bye-bye.